Scientific, qualified, always with it. Come through, rock with a few. Drip lit like a spotlight. Just winning, media life spinning. Media life spinning. Media life spinning. Just winning, media life spinning. Media life spinning. Media life spinning. Enemies outside, enemies within. We gotta stop it. Know it's a profit. Burden heavy, broken levy. Meant to youth, now and forever. Politics is what she's speaking. Good mental health needed. Lift each other, don't trip. If your brother slip, extend grip. Make cash flip, pay each other. That's a good look, need each other. Deep inside, it's survival. Jump in together, no rival. All the content's original. If you hear it, listen and share it all. Then you should've played with all your heart. Clara sticks it to him like a dart. And have the aim of archery to mark. Melanin made them all envy. Experimenting, cause they saw me blow by a NASCAR race. Nah, better space boost pace. Yeah. Nah, better space boost pace, boy. Just winning. Media life spinning.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Alicia Mayo here in the studio. It's been a minute since I've been on, you guys. It's time to talk about reparations, the plan, and report number 2. Finally, we got report number 2, and I have it in my hand. Well, it's on the screen. And you too can get report number 2. It's the San Francisco African American Reparations Plan 2023, report number 2. It is available if you go to sfreparations.org. Let me put that web address on the screen for you really quickly. Here again, it's sfreparations.org. You can get a copy of report number 2. You don't have to call me and ask me a million questions. You can get the report yourself. There it is. It's www.sfreparations.org. Go to that website, download the report, or just read it right there online. You don't have to download all of the pages there. It's about 70 pages or something like that, for a total of over 100 pages between report number 1 and report number 2 for the African American Reparations Advisory Committee. And the committee did a lot of great work, and some folks on that committee I'll name in just a moment here, but they did a fabulous job to produce the report, do all the research, and then come up with an action plan. Okay, and so now the reports have moved on to the mayor's office and the Board of Supervisors in San Francisco, and then it will move on to the governor's office or to the governor's desk, along with the Secretary of State, Dr. Shirley Weber. She and Governor Gavin Newsom will both, go through it, and they've probably already gone through it, sifted through it, and looked over it, along with the California State Reparations Task Force, and maybe our Vice President Kamala Harris and our President Joe Biden. Maybe they've seen it, because we have made history in San Francisco with all of the work and all of the time and effort and research that was put into both reports produced by the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee. Great work. Congratulations to everyone who participated in that. Okay, so I don't want to wait any longer. Let me get myself out of here and let me add the report to the stream there. There it is, the San Francisco Reparations Plan 2023, and everything inside of it. Okay, let me see if I can get I don't want to take up so much space here. So let me reduce myself down to just a little, And again, the web address for the San Francisco Reparations Advisory Committee's report number 1 and number 2, all of that is on the website there. That's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. It's www.sfreparations.org. Go to that website and you'll find report number 1 and report number 2 there. Okay, so welcoming everyone here. Thank you for joining me on Clarity Media. I'm Alicia Mayo. This is my digital platform. I am broadcasting live right now on this day. It's a little late in the evening, but I've been kind of preparing to do this, and I thought, oh well, I'll go live now. How about now? How about now? Okay, and so if any of you missed this, you can watch the replay a little later on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and let's see, where else am I? On LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm broadcasting live on LinkedIn for all you professionals out there. You can find me on LinkedIn. And for you folks just hanging out, scrolling, and being nosy on Facebook, yeah, you can find me on Facebook. Just look up Alicia Mayo or Alicia Mayo News or Clarity Media. And for those of you who don't know how to spell Clarity Media, it is a play on the word clarity. And so I've tried to be creative with the way that I spell clarity. Okay. All right. It is there running on the ticker below. Thank you again for supporting independent media, Black owned media. Out of chaos comes clarity. Always, always. There's always another side. And you can find that here, the other side, on Clarity Media. Give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my colleague, John Henry. Speaking of sides, both sides of the conversation can be found on YouTube and Facebook as well. Both sides of the conversation.org. That's John Henry's platform. We're both part of the Dreamkeeper Initiative. I'm proud to say we're both in the storytelling and narrative shift cohort, producing our independent lens, our perspectives on what's happening in our communities and how we can all get involved in all of that. Okay, so without further ado, let me get right into this San Francisco Reparations Plan 2023 report number 2. Okay, let's flip the page here. I'm going to flip the page. Wow. Okay, here we go. Okay, so on this page, you'll find the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee members, and they include Mr. or Professor and Dr. James Lance Taylor. And you can read up more on these individuals, but let me just briefly go over. Professor James Lance Taylor is an individual who works for a media outlet that principally serves the African American community as a storyteller of African American stories. He's a political scientist, a historian, and a professor at the University of San Francisco. Tanish Hollins is the vice chair. She's in seat 2. I'm sorry, Dr. Taylor's in seat 1. Tanish Hollins is she's been in seat 2 as the vice chair of the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee. She's an individual who's been displaced from San Francisco due to gentrification. And occupying seat 3 is Mr. Eric McDonald. He is the chair and an individual with expertise in private equity, venture capital, or fundraising in the financial industry. Occupying seat 4 is Reverend Dr. Amos Brown, an individual who is 65 years of age or older and who has lived in a predominantly African American community. And in seat 5, Rico Hamilton, he's an individual who's been incarcerated. Okay, moving on to seat 6, Nicole Cunningham. She's an individual who's experienced discrimination in the workplace. Gloria Berry's been occupying seat 7, and she's an individual who's experienced homelessness. Daniel Landry has been occupying seat 8, and he's an individual with expertise in the impact of redevelopment activities in the Fillmore District and the Western Addition communities and the effects on the Black communities. Okay, and Tiffany Carter has been occupying seat 9. She's an individual with experience as a small business owner, principally serving the African American community. And Gwendolyn Brown occupies seat 10. She's a person who's employed or in a leadership position in charitable, social service, and religious organizations, principally serving the African American community. All right. And seat 11 occupied by Anite Ekanem. He's a person who has worked in the technology industry with experience in the field of technological equity. Star Williams occupies seat 12. She's a person who's between the ages of 14 and 24, inclusive, with experience working with community groups and serving the African American communities. And Shakayla O'Kane is seat 13. She's a person representing the sectors served by the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, construction, building, trades, hospitality, and medical sectors, with experience working in predominantly African American communities. Letitia Irving occupies seat 14. She's an individual with experience as a parent of or a caregiver of a child or children experiencing barriers to or disparate treatment in education. And last but not least is Freddie Martin, seated in seat 15, who is an individual who's lived or is currently living in public housing. Okay, so those are the members of the African American Reparations Advisory Committee. It is the complete list of the committee members. And so let me move on to the next page there. That's page 3. And that is the ancestral acknowledgement. Okay, so let me move on down here. All right, so without further ado, let's go through the acknowledgments really quickly. We honor the gifts, resilience, and sacrifices of our Black ancestors, particularly those who toiled the land and built the institutions that established this city's wealth and freedom despite never being compensated, nor fully realizing their own sovereignty. We acknowledge this exploitation of not only labor, but of our humanity, and through this process, we are working to repair some of the harms done by public and private actors. And because of their work, we are here and will invest in the descendants of their legacy. And this document is the result of 2 years of leadership and public engagement by the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee in collaboration with staff from the Human Rights Commission. The ARAC held monthly meetings, community outreach, and secured expert testimony from local and national practitioners. The Human Rights Commission supported with technical assistance, communications for all outreach and questions from media and the public, and the drafting of the document to reflect the expressed demands of the Reparations Committee. It is their hope that the following reparations plan does justice to the insights that were shared by the committee and the community, and that the recommendations accurately reflect the demands collectively uplifted throughout this process. Together, they would like to acknowledge the many stakeholders who were involved in this landmark effort, including the community. I added that myself. Some of the local stakeholders include Cold Tenderloin, and these are also city departments and community organizations listed there: Cold Tenderloin, Department of Homelessness, Delta Sigma, Glide, Invest Black, and more. Okay, that list continues. It also continues with individuals and academic folks, okay, including Supervisor Shaman Walton, who is the legislation sponsored, Dr. Cheryl Evans Davis, who is the executive director of the San Francisco Human Rights Commission, Dr. Jonathan Butler, who is at UCSF in the School of Medicine, Rajiv Crawford, Donovan Dixon, Brittany Doyle, Dr. Aaliyah Dunn, and so on. Okay, and the list continues there on to page 11 and 12, and you all can go through that. And then you're going to come to the table of contents. Okay, and that's there. And then on to the executive summary. Okay. And the executive summary talks about, the background and the reasoning for the reports, including the forced enslavement of people of African descent, and there's been both resistance to the institution of chattel slavery and demands for redress thereof, the genetic, psychological harms and financial harms, et cetera, are all there in the executive summary. Okay. And it's all very important information there that you can read along with the framing of reparations in San Francisco and how the committee framed their work in putting this together. All right. Excuse my voice. It's a little chilly here in my office, but and the executive summary continues, and the framing. There is a quote there I'll just quickly read. The African American community has suffered losses, whether it's educationally, financially, in almost every way that you can imagine. It's a past due balance, and we're owed something. Someone made that statement. And then the topic covered on this page is accounting for a legacy of civic disinvestment. Okay, and moving on to page 8. There's another statement here I'll read quickly, but you all can go to www.sfreparations.org and you can pull this report up or open it up and read through this carefully at your own pace and at your leisure whenever you want. But I just want to let you know that it's now available. Report number 2, produced by the African American Reparations Advisory Committee in San Francisco here. They have produced report number 2. It is now available for you to read through and check it out yourself. Just visit www.sfreparations.org. The web address is scrolling there at the bottom of the page there. Okay, so we're on page 8 of the last report, report number 2. And I will read the quote here on page 8. I'm just quickly going through some of these pages. And so the quote reads, Black people are Americans just like everybody else. We're capitalists. We want to make money. We want to build money, have money for our kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just that no matter how hard we try, because of the institutional things that have been baked into our society at every level, even the city level, it's been really damn difficult to be able to maintain and hold on to wealth. And I think these are quotes from the public, actually. That almost sounds familiar. Okay. And then you'll see the committee timeline of the time period when they began their work from, let's see here, let me go back, from 2020, February 2020 through January 2024. That's what the work, the timeline is extending through January 2024. Okay, so there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, that they are continuing. And for example, they began in February 2020 when the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor of District 10, Shimon Walton, introduced the African American Reparations Advisory Committee legislation. Okay, and let's move on over to June 2023, where the ARAC committee submitted their final reparations plan and recommendations to the Board of Supervisors, Mayor London Breed, and the Human Rights Commission. And so they are continuing their work through January 2024, where they will sunset, and they will be completing their work by January 2024. Okay, and congratulations again to the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee for a job well done, doing all of the research, spending all of that time really dedicated to proving and digging up all of the research and including all of the reports that have been done over the years, and really dedicating themselves to making sure that they introduce legislation, policy, ideas, frameworks, summaries, all of the necessary components to understanding why reparations are owed, and who should receive them, and when they should receive them, and more. There's so much more information to learn in this report number 2. presented by San Francisco ARAC. And you can find the full report at www.sfreparations.org. It's scrolling there on the bottom of the screen. I'm Alicia Mayo, the CEO and founder of Clarity Media, and it's my honor to be able to bring this information to all of you. If you miss any of this, I will keep this recording on my YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn platforms, and you can look for Clarity Media or just look for me, Alicia Mayo, anywhere you hang out on digital media, on Facebook, again, YouTube, or LinkedIn, Twitter. I have posted former or prior readings of report number 1, and I will keep those reports there. They're there for you to read anytime you need to see them. They're there. Okay, so just go and visit those platforms there and share this with your family and friends, and just press play and just listen. If you don't have time to read the report on the website that's scrolling there on the bottom of the screen, just like I said, press play and let me do the readings for you. Okay, so here we are on page 9, and they're looking ahead on page 9. This reparations plan serves as the city and county of San Francisco's roadmap to implement proposed institutional redress for documented systemic repression that targeted and disparately impacted Black people in San Francisco, particularly over the last 70 years. The plan identifies comprehensive policy and program recommendations for a holistic and systemic approach to repair for Black San Franciscans. The ARAC committee serves as an advisory committee and is only empowered to make recommendations. The body has no authority to implement these recommendations, and city officials are not required to implement any part. While Black San Franciscans would benefit from the implementation of these reparations plans, Proposition 209, which bans government institutions from taking affirmative action, still Proposition 209 is still a partial barrier, but there's work being done right now to try and deal with Proposition 9 and how it was designed to limit us and any attempt to collect redress. And they knew it, and that's why they set it up, but it will not stop us. Let me just say that. Furthermore, Proposition 209 does not prohibit the city from taking any actions, and through a reparations framework to redress the harms done to Black communities, San Francisco government and Board of Supervisors and the mayor, they have an opportunity to remedy harms with ongoing discriminatory impacts. They do have the power to make some things happen and change for Black San Franciscans. That's for sure. So let's see what happens. Okay. Mm-hmm. Excuse me there. Let's see what happens now that report 2 has been released. Okay, and so in the box, in the yellow box or the tan colored box at the bottom of page 9, it reads Inside Outside Strategy. The recommendations that the ARAC committee makes are guaranteed to be delivered to key government actors. But passing legislation advancing this plan in San Francisco will take a broad coalition of stakeholders. This model of building power is called inside outside strategy. Stakeholders within government institutions or with access to those with power are considered inside of the system, while community organizers, advocates, and grassroots organizations are on the outside. Of course, in San Francisco, the division between these two is often contextual. An inside outside strategy requires an honest assessment of power dynamics, intentional organizing, and a strategic approach to accomplishing goals. This document is merely the first step in a larger advocacy process. It provides an initial blueprint for the actions necessary to repair the decades of harm experienced by San Francisco's Black communities. Excuse me. All right. Excuse me there. So, because I am now on page 9 and I'm coughing up a storm, excuse me, this is where I'm going to stop, okay? But I invite all of you out there who are tuned in to visit www.sfreparations.org to check out report number 2 that I am reading right now. I've made it to page 9 with a dry throat. And I'm inviting all of you to go to that website that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen there to see the report yourself and read through it yourself. You could probably get through a lot more pages than 9 like I have tonight. But thank you for tuning in to Clarity Media with me here. I'm Alicia Mayo, the founder and CEO here at Clarity Media. Clarity Media is Black-led, Black-owned multimedia marketing and communications. So thanks again for joining me. Okay, I have a little bit to share with you, and I'll be back in just a few. Okay, all right.
What up? We at Fillmore. A Juneteenth Festival celebration. We got Anton ATD in the building.
Juneteenth Festival in the Fillmore. We living life. We having great food, great eats, you feel me? Some cool swag, some cool clothes, some cool jewelry, you feel me? So it's good living out here, you feel me? It's good to be back in the back.
Neighborhood, feeling it, enjoying it. It's a great day, you know. Woo-hoo!
We out here having fun. We came from Vallejo and Oakland, specifically just to hang out with San Francisco.
San Francisco, we're still doing our thing. We're still supporting each other. We're still pushing the legislation and provocative, if not enlightening programs that other places take off later on. So we're radical now, but tomorrow we'll just be classical.
Celebrating the evolution of Black history. Knowledge, brother.
Fillmore right there. All right.
Okay, take your lawn.
Happy
Happy Juneteenth. It's good to see everybody out here having a good time. Happy Juneteenth.
Clarity Media, our stories, our solutions.
Hey there, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into Clarity Media. It's Alicia Mayo. I'm the founder and CEO here at Clarity Media. So happy you could join me. If you are wondering what this live stream has been about, it's been about Reparations Unlocked, a debt owed to San Francisco Black folks. Yes, that is going to come to pass. We will be talking about how it all went down, what happened, who was involved, how much we got, when it began, what it looked like, did it make a difference for us, and all of that and more. Okay, you guys, um, all of that is going to happen. Just for those of you who feel that you might qualify for reparations, you can visit www.sfreparations.org. The website is scrolling there on the bottom of the screen. If you think you qualify for reparations in San Francisco, go to that website, open up report number 2, and check out what is in the report. Let me just say that I've been reading the report here, and there's the cover: San Francisco Reparations Plan 2023. I read report number 1, and you can find the earlier readings on YouTube and on my Facebook pages. Look for Alicia Mayo or Clarity Media, and you can just press play and listen to me read the reports. The first report was some 60 pages. I read through all 60 pages, and here I am on page 9. We read through 9 pages earlier, and so if you missed that, you just play this back. I'll keep this up on the excuse me, on my platforms. Again, I'm on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Excuse me, my throat is really dry. Okay, so I'm going to stop reading, and I'm going to invite you to go to www.sfreparations.org. Read report number 2 yourself. It goes over the executive summary and the reasoning for the research and why they created the African American Reparations Advisory Committee, the work that's being done on the inside and on the outside now, and that is with city government and with private corporations, charitable groups and trusts and educational institutions, and private corporations like Kaiser, like Google, Facebook, or Meta, and JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all those private institutions who should be contributing to this reparations pot should be contributing. Okay. And so that's the outside. The inside, again, is the government side. And so a lot of work has been done, folks, and this has been a well thought out strategy. It's long overdue. We all know why it's long overdue. But if you don't, you can read through this second report produced by the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee on reparations for Black folks in San Francisco, what it's all about. It's made international news, and now you have an opportunity to find out exactly what all of it is about. Don't reach out to me on Facebook. Don't call me on the phone and ask me to read all 112 pages or explain all 112 pages to you when you can either press play and listen to me read the pages, or you can read the pages yourself, or have your son or daughter or grandchild read this stuff. I mean, take the time with the family, sit back and make this an evening of enlightenment and entertainment, because this will affect all of us, our families, our children, and grandchildren. Okay. Know that for sure. And give them a reason. Give them a reason to continue the work and to continue to be inspired, and explain it to them, and then go on YouTube and show them the videos and support all of the information. Okay. Back it up. Teach them something that's really going to make a difference for them and their futures. Okay. And then share it with your grandparents, your elders. Okay. And let them know that we are doing the work. We are picking up where they left off, like we say at Mega Black SF. I am picking up where my ancestors left off. Absolutely. That's what this is all about. Okay, and so again, everyone, thank you for joining me. It's Alicia Mayo. Hi, I'm sitting here in my office, glad to be able to read report number 2, produced by the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee on reparations and why they feel this debt is old and the proof. All right, it's all right here in this report. So again, if you want a copy of the report, go visit the website that's scrolling at the bottom of the page here. It's www.sfreparations.org. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit more about Clarity Media. I'll be back with you all in just a few to say goodbye. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clarity Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today. Tune in weekdays to the Bay Area Mental Health Hour on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. You'll find us covering issues surrounding your everyday coping skills and your mental health and wellness. And remember, your mental health matters as much as your physical health.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm the founder of Taylor J Collection. We are a women's contemporary clothing brand located right here in Oakland, California. The journey of a woman comes with many changes, and that's why we are very intentional about all of our designs and collections. We make sure to provide elevated comfort, sustainability, versatility, and of course, style. If you're in the Bay Area, come by, say hi, and take some comfy pieces home to add to your closet. Shop with us online at taylorjcollection.com.
If you'd like to be a guest or suggest show ideas, drop us an email or a direct message. We'd love to hear from you. Clarity Media, human stories, grassroots solutions. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. The Bay Area Mental Health Hour, Clarity Conversations, and We the People. Building trust for the first time. Out of chaos comes clarity. Clarity Media.
Drip lit like a spot, just winning. Media life spinning. Media life spinning.
All right. Thank you again, everybody. It's Alicia Mayo, CEO and founder of Clarity Media. I have a lot of great stuff in store for Clarity Media this coming summer through the fall. So make sure that you are following Clarity Media. Make sure that you like my pages and make sure that you subscribe. If you're over there on YouTube and you prefer tuning in on YouTube, go on over there, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you tap on that little bell, the little bell-shaped bell, where you can tap on that bell and get notified, okay, whenever I go live, all right, because I will be going live with more of the readings of the reparations report number 2, okay, and that's been produced by the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee. They have produced that second report with all of the details about their reparations asks for or policy and legislation, and what the timeline is, what the process will be, who will qualify, how much they're asking for, or what they're asking for, and the details with the list of all of the things that they've asked for. It's all there in report number 2, and you can find that report at www.sfreparations.org. That address is scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. So I'll leave that running for just a couple of more seconds there. And again, thank you for tuning in to Clarity Media. I'm Alicia Mayo, and I am honored to be able to do this as a public service, to share the report information. Tonight I read 9 pages of the 70 pages in report number 2. Okay, so I'll continue reading. And if you've missed anything, just visit me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, or Twitter, and you'll see tonight's live stream. You can replay it and get some information there, or read the report yourself, share it with family, friends, your children, grandchildren. And if you hear about any more of the Reparations Advisory Committee meetings, and the meetings are listed there on that website, please tune in. Please come into the meeting. Be a part of the meetings. If you think you qualify for reparations in San Francisco, you should participate in the meeting so that your voices can be heard. It is critical that you speak up and you say what it is that's important to you after listening to where they're at, of course, and make sure you're on topic, because there's an order during the meetings and, Robert's rules and all that stuff. But there is time for the public to speak up and be heard. So if you can attend those meetings, that I think there are 2 or 3 more meetings coming up, critical meetings. September meeting, I think it's September 19th. That's going to be a really, or September 14th, really important meeting. And there are more meetings coming. But again, you can visit the website at sfreparations.org, sfreparations.org, to get more information. All right, so that's it for me. I'm going to say good night, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Be inspired by this work of the San Francisco African American Reparations Advisory Committee. This is the kind of work that we are doing. We are picking up where our ancestors left off, and we are proud to be doing this kind of work. I'm not a part of the committee, but I'm a part of the public, and I consider myself a stakeholder, just as concerned about the work as any committee member in any of those seats, because my family has been affected, and we will be affected by the future legislation around reparations here in San Francisco. We will make history, international history, and headlines. So let's just keep up with the spirit and remain inspired, and do your part to make history and to change the course of history and future history. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Thank you again for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate all of you. We'll be back in a couple days or so to continue this reading. But for now, have a really, really, really good night. And I'm looking for, oh, here it is. Don't forget to visit www.sfreparations.org. Go read the report. It's all about reparations and may affect you and your family. Tell a friend too. Share it with your neighbors and anyone that you think might qualify for reparations. Visit www.sfreparations.org today. Report number 2 is ready for you to read through. It's available there on that website, scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Clarity Media, because out of chaos comes